Hey guys, this is Joe Matalone, and today we're going to follow up on our Emmet tutorial. Last time we looked at HTML, and the thing that really separates Emmet from Zen coding, which is what it used to be called, is CSS. The fact that you can kind of expand CSS abbreviations using Emmet is what makes it Emmet. So on the left here, I've got brackets with live preview set up so that every time I make a change, you'll see it over here in the browser. Let me zoom that in. What we've got here is just nothing complex, just some quick HTML, some CSS for this example. So when I hover over this, I've got a cursor for move, got some border radius here, we've got some shadowing on the text here. Nothing really complex. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is, this is the code for the container. I'm going to use an Emmet action for this to comment all this out. So that's going to be control backslash, and you can see, it updated there. It no longer has that. And we'll go ahead and do this for the rest of the CSS. And then what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this using Emmet. So here we go. And so that control backslash is actually one of the actions that's included with Emmet. Just to give you an example, if I do it down here in the HTML, it does an HTML comment. Obviously, I was doing it in the CSS, it does the CSS comment. Okay, so let's start right here. And what we've got, just kind of using the code that we already had there, trying to get this back to the way it was, we can start off with width. I've got my caps lock on here. Width, the abbreviation for that is W. So if I type W and then hit tab, just like in HTML, it completes that for me. So I could say width and then tab and then 90% like it is up there. But of course there's a shortcut for that. So width 90. Now the default unit of measurement is going to be pixels. So in order to get percent, I need to hit add the letter P to that, so that's going to be percent. If I wanted that to be EMs, whatever the hell EMs are, I would do EMs. So there's our let's see. So there's our width percent, just like it is above. Now we've got this margin. Margin, very simple one as well, as M for margin. And what we can do is pass in. Now we've got two arguments here. We've got this 5 pixels for the top and bottom, and we've got auto for the left and right. So the way we do that is, so I can add the 5. That's just going to be a margin of 5 all the way around. If I want to add in a second argument, I can add that in with a dash and then just give it that second argument. So now we've got margin with a vertical of 5 or 5 pixels, and the left and right is auto. Okay, so now the next element here is border, and we can see we've got 3 arguments there. So border is, I believe it's BD, so border, BD, no problem. And I want to pass in these arguments. So the first one I don't need any dash, and the default is pixels, so I'm good to go there. The second argument is solid, and the third argument is this hashtag #E. What I can do is just pass in hashtag E, and that'll complete that for me. So now we have that. Before we move on to the box shadow, I just want to show you another way we can do this. So we have the width 90 with a percent, and what we can do is we can use the plus symbol to join that with the next attribute, just like we did in HTML. So now I can do my margin of 5 pixels vertical and auto on the horizontal, and then I can say plus again and do my BD 1 pixels again, solid, and hashtag E. And that's going to do all of that for me. So from that one line of code, tab that out, and we're done. I'm going to leave that alone for right now, and we're going to look at this box shadow. So box shadow, BXSH, is the abbreviation, and I'll share a URL here. You know what, let me jump over here really quick. So emmet.io, so docs.emmet.io cheat sheet will give you all of the abbreviations, including some for XSL at the very bottom, which I haven't really messed with yet, but very interesting stuff. So there's all the abbreviations there. Okay, So the abbreviation for box shadow is BXSH. And if I tab that out, what's really cool that happens is it gives me the WebKit prefix, the Mozilla prefix, and then the no prefix versions of this. And you can see that, in fact, we do have this problem where, oh man, now we got to set it for all of them. We're going to take a look at that with a different action in just a moment, but let's just start this off. So up here we've got a box shadow with a, I guess the first offset is the vertical offset. And then we've got the you know what, I don't even remember. It's okay. So 10 for our pixels. We don't need anything there. 0, and then 10. And then we don't need to do that. So #C is going to do that for us. So technically what we could do is we could take this, we could take that and append it to this, and boom, it writes all of it out for us. So let's leave that there for now. Now the next element we have is the border radius, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's BDR. Nope. BDRS. Yeah, that's going to be it. So that's the abbreviation for border radius, and you can see again we get the WebKit and the Mozilla and the non-prefix version. So same thing there. We can pass in, let's see, our border radius is 5 pixels, 5 pixels, 0, and 0. So that's 5 on the top left, 5 on the top right, 0 on both bottom left and right. We tab that out. Boom, we've got it. So let's take that and tack it on to this here, and so now we've got this single string that is going to generate all of these lines of code up here with just a tab. So let's tab that out. Boom, we've got it. Now one thing I mentioned is so in this situation, here's my border radius, and if I want to change it, clearly I have to change it in all of them, but there's another action we can use here. So let's just say I was going to make this 10. Now in Windows what I can do is Control-Shift-R, and what you can see there is it updated all the other, the other two in this situation. Updated both of them. If I made this 7, now watch, Control-Shift-R, boom, it updated those to 7. So that's cool. All right, so we've created our container. Let's move on to this header bit here. So the first thing we've got is a border bottom, and that's BB, no problem. And let's see, we've got 1 pixel, solid, #E. Then we've got our background color, which is going to be BGC. Okay, and then we just pass in, I think that'll work. Let's tab that out. Okay, so there's our border bottom, 1 pixel solid at the #EE color, and the background color is the 222. So what's after that? Now we've got a border radius, so let's plus on that. BDRS plus, nope, sorry, 5 plus, no, -5 -0 -0. And then we've got a padding, which we haven't looked at yet. So the padding is just P, and in this case we've got a 5 pixel for the horizontal and a 10 for the 5 pixels for the vertical and 10 for the horizontal. So here's our string. We tab that out. We've got that, no problem. We need this cursor one though, so that's cur, and then you're gonna find different ways to implement this in different text editors, but for the cursor we want move. So what we do is we do cur, which is the abbreviation, and we pass in move. So now when I tab this out, it's going to create all the CSS right above it. That's done, so we can see we've got that. Cool. All right, so now we've got this one. So we're going to start off with font weight, FW, no problem. And in this case we should be doing the colon version of this. I don't know, maybe B will just work. Hey, that works. So font weight bold plus font size, which is FSZ. We're going to say 12 on that. So that's font weight bold, font size 12. Now we've got a font family. So that's FF. And there's a bunch of different ones you can do here. And actually, let me just show you a couple. So FF, and then if we wanted serif, there's serif. If we wanted sans serif, there's sans serif. And there's a M for monospace. There's a couple others. One that's really cool is A, which gives us the exact one that we need in this case. So let's just tack that on here, FFA. And then we've got a color. So color is just C. And I think we can just tab that in there. So C, there we go. So it recreated all that. So this small little string recreated those 4 lines of code. Tab that out. We're done. Awesome. This one's just got a padding. So padding is just P. We can just say P10, and we're done with that one. And now we've got this one down here is so FF, and I think I showed you this earlier, FFM plus FSZ12 plus, now text shadow is just like the box shadow, so TXSH, okay, 0, 0, 2, 0, no, 2, and then our color, which is going to be #6, and we can just tab that out, and we're good to go. We're right back where we started. There you go. So, you know, one element here is that you do need to learn the abbreviations, and it's a little bit trickier than the HTML abbreviations because it's not tag names. It's really, you know, it's actual abbreviations for things you normally use in CSS. And I think they change sometimes. I think there's still a lot of work happening here. But you can obviously start using this right now. In this case, I'm using brackets, but it definitely works in Sublime. I would imagine it works in Dreamweaver. I'm pretty sure it works in Visual Studio. You can definitely start using this now, and it certainly saves you a lot of typing. So that's a quick look at Emmet, a couple actions that we use there. And Emmet with CSS is really, you know, the primary thing that we just walked through. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.